Hey everyone, I know it's late, but I am here to finally do my January wrap up. I've read 3 books this month, and even though January felt like a really long month, I don't know why. Maybe because we've been gearing up for January since December. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, I was only able to read so much, and I finished a book February 1st, so I'll just save that for my February wrap up. However, I did hit the ground running, trying to focus on fulfilling a challenge or two for the Free Black Women's Library Reading Challenge. Um, if you do not know about that challenge, it is a challenge started by, I forget her last name, but her first name is Alowu. She is a woman out of New York who has created a literal free library full of Black women authors within the African diaspora. So African women, Caribbean women, African American, Afro Latinx. If you consider yourself a part of the African diaspora and a woman, you can have your book in that library. And you can, in order to participate in the library, you have to bring a book. So if you bring one book, you get a free book. So if you bring 5 books, you can get 5 free books. You have to donate. So she is also crowdsourcing money for a van. She said her original dream was to just go around on her bike in New York City with these books. And now, the last time I've heard, she has at least 850 books. So when she does travel across the city, whoever is hosting her, like some museums have hosted her, they will provide transportation for her and her books. So she is saving up for a van or a truck so she can transport them herself and do more events across America. So I will leave that link down below, and I will also leave the link to the challenge if you are interested. So let's get into the books. So I finished up my month reading When They Call You a Terrorist, a Black Lives Matter memoir by Patrice Kahn Cullors and Asha Bandel. So the book is about Patrice Kahn Cullors, but Asha Bandel helped her write it. I listened to this via audiobook. So there is a audiobook service called Libro FM that independent bookstores use. We get some of the money, or because I work for an independent bookstore, we get money. This is a alternative to Audible, which is of course linked to Amazon. But as a bookseller, through my job, they give you a list of about 20-ish books a month to download for free to listen to on audiobook. And we just have to pick through the list. And this was one. January was a particularly good month for their picks. Not every month you would get something like this. It was about an 8-hour audiobook, not too long. Listened to it mostly at work, and I gave this 4-star rating. To know about, she is one of the 3 women who started Black Lives Matter, and it just talks about her life, the struggle she's had with her and her family and growing up, and that she's been an activist for a long time, you guys. She started her activism in high school, and it was interesting to read about that. And it was also interesting to read about like one of her older brothers who struggled with mental health and the lack of resources there were to help him. And it wasn't Black Lives Matter heavy, as in I thought I was going in and it would just literally be about, hey, this is when we started and going from there. And it was not that, but I was happy about it and happy to know more about her and to learn about just her personal activism. I did like listening to an audiobook. She is the reader. I think memoirs are awesome to listen to via audiobook. I haven't really listened to any fiction books on audio, but it adds something when the memoirist is reading reading their own life to you. The next book I'll talk about is one that checks off my personal reading goals, which is to read at least one Bernice L. McFadden book, and I read Nowhere is a Place. This takes place with, it starts off with a mother named Dumpling and her daughter Sherry. They go on a road trip. And during that road trip, Sherry wants to write a story, and she wants to write a story about their family. So it is a family saga, and it was good. Only thing I wanted more is I wanted to know more about Sherry and Dumpling's relationship, because they talk about it a little bit, but most of the book focuses on the family lineage of Dumpling, telling the story of their family. And this type of book also reminds you of how we aren't that far removed of slavery, because she talks, this book was written in 2006, but Bernice L. McFadden was able to start the book off with their first, like the first matriarch of their family being pulled into slavery up to the present day in the book. And yeah, I mean, it didn't take long to get up to present day. So it just serves as a good reminder of how far we still need to go, and how far back, you know, when people try and say, oh, slavery was so long ago, it actually wasn't, especially when you look at it generationally. Also, going back to this book about the Freeland Women's Library, this fulfilled my challenge to read a memoir biography by a social activist. So yeah, if you are looking for something to fulfill that challenge, this does just that. And the next one also fulfilled my personal goal for the Blackout 2018. A lot of you know Denise at Art Books Live. She does all her videos live via YouTube. She's doing the Blackout, where she's reading nothing but African American authors in 2018. And she has challenged herself to also read independent Black authors. So part of my way of participating in that challenge, because I read a lot of African American authors already, just kind of naturally, is to read at least one independent book, a book by an independent author a month. So this time I hope this counts, because this is an independent author, but it is not fiction. I'm going to count it anyway. I read The 1 Week Budget, Learn to Create Your Money Management System in 7 Days or Less, by the Budgetnista. Her real name is Tiffany Aliche. So I came across her on Facebook. Somebody had posted one of her videos, and one of my other personal goals this year, not reading goal, but just personal goal, is to like learn how to manage and budget my money better. And I came across her, a Black woman who has a platform about budgeting and stuff like that in finances, and I found this book that she wrote, her self-published. There are a few typos in here. However, this does get the job done. This is a very simple, I would say, starter into learning how to create a budget. She also goes into figuring out what bills you can cut down, even with interest rates, which is something, I'm sorry, my nose is, something in here is itching my nose. She goes into interest rates, even with banks and certain things, and how you can save money by finding other banks and finding ways to consolidate loans, and the best way to pay off credit card debt and stuff like that. Now, if you're looking about investing or certain things like that, if you're looking for advice on retirement, this isn't the book for you. But if you are looking for ways to cut back on spending, to even just track your spending a lot better, if you're thinking about what are the best ways to even physically keep my money, whether, you know, talking about banks or in like cash or stuff like that, this is the book for you. So while this was my independent author read, this also checks off the box on my Free Black Women's Library challenge of reading a book about personal development, and this will help me develop personally. So yes, those are the books I read in January. Let me know what you read down in the comments below. If you are interested in what I am reading February for Read So Lit and Black History Month, that picture of that TBR is on my Instagram. You can follow me at Morgan__Gayle on Instagram, and I will leave my Instagram handle below as well. I will not filming a video just because I don't feel like it. But I will do a February wrap up for you all. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.